G'day, Josh here with another Harvest promo video. This is the video that you're probably going to want to watch. It is how to grind the Harvest promo. I've done a whole bunch of maths behind the scenes and I'm going to run through that today with you, talking about what you can grind as a free-to-play player, different things that you, or different ways to get tokens for the different masters, and just generally provide all of the information as to stamina costs and requirements for all of the sets so that you know where you stand, what's going to be possible for the amount of time you're willing to put into the game, whether you need to spend some money in the store, spend some of your NBA cash on stamina refills, or whether you'll be able to get what you want out of the promo without dropping any money. Of course, there are free-to-play players and pay to win, so to speak, so you will either fall into one of those two categories, and hopefully no matter who you are, you'll get something out of this video. So without further ado, let's jump into it. We're going to be spending most of our time in either the set screen or the campaign screen, and I'm going to start off with the Curry side of the promo. And I think what I'll do is, as I talk through this, I'll also try and add some text as I'm editing this video after capturing this content, just so you can keep up with me easily on screen as you're watching. So we're going to start off with this 80 overall version of Curry. Now, obviously you need the 75 gold edition of his card, which you get for free by playing that first Curry event for 50 stamina. And you're going to need 50 of these elite Tourney tokens, which you get grinding through the Curry campaign and repeating those Blitz events. That is the main way of getting those tokens. You can also get them from, you get additional tokens from the first win pack. So every time you play one of those Blitz events for the very first time after it resets daily, you get bonus tokens. Let's say on average, when doing a Blitz event, let's say on average you're going to get an additional 3 for the first win. So given that the program goes for about 12 days, I believe, you'll be able to get 12 first win packs grinding those Blitz events for the very first Blitz event, and then as days unlock, you'll get the second, third, and fourth Blitz event that you'll also be able to get first wins on. So by the end of the promo, you'll be getting first win packs on 4 specific packs, which actually means, as I'm talking through this, I've realized that I've only calculated my numbers based on the very first Blitz event, not the additional 3 Blitz events. So I'm actually going to just update my numbers real quick, and then I'm going to get back into capturing this video so I make sure that I'm giving you the most accurate information. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, I took a couple of minutes to update my maths, and this is really important because it's pretty complex going through all of this stuff, and missing a key thing like this actually changes the numbers a fair bit. So I'm glad I caught that as I started recording this content. I was basing the Curry first wins, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're going to go to the campaigns. I was basing the Curry first win bonuses just on the Seattle Pacific Blitz event. But day after day, each of the additional Blitz events will unlock, assuming that you work through the tournaments as well. And then you can actually repeat those every day. So after 4 days of this camp or this promo running, you're able to repeat each of the 4 Blitzes every day to get those first win bonuses, which is significant. Given that this particular Blitz averages 2 to 4 Tourney tokens each win, I think the first Blitz is about the same. 3 for the Kazar, 2 to 4 for Chicago, and 2 to 6 for Brooklyn. So I'm just averaging that out across the board for an average of 3 tokens for each first win pack. So I've updated that. So let's just jump real quick back into the Curry sets so we can work out the total number of the Tourney elite tokens we need. So we need 50 for the 80 overall version of his card, which I've already got there. Then we need an additional 100, so we're looking at 150 total, plus another 150, so we're looking at 300 total, plus 250, so we're looking at 550 total, plus 400, so we're looking at 950 of those tokens. That is all you need. Just those tokens, there's nothing else. So 950 of those Tourney tokens to unlock this 89 overall Master Curry, and that artwork looks so good. Every time I see the card, I just get surprised by how good it looks. So 950 of those tokens. Now, based on the updated numbers that I just made changes to, you will have, if we go back to the campaigns real quick and look at these Blitz events, you will have 12 days of first wins, 12 repeats of the first win pack every time you're grinding this out. So those first win packs are going to be 12 days of it is going to be roughly 36 tokens. 12 times 3 is 36. Then this unlocks after 1 day. So you're going to have roughly 11 days of repeating the first win on this particular event, which is going to calculate to about 33 tokens. You're going to get 30 tokens for this event and 27 tokens for this event, because you're going to get roughly 9 days to play it. So that means that in total, we are looking at 36 plus 33 plus 30 plus 27, 126 tokens. Roughly, this is not an exact number because it is a little bit randomized, from the first wins on all of these specific Blitz events, which obviously reset daily every 24 hours. So roughly 126 tokens there. And then we're looking at, if we go into the store, you've also got your bonus pack, which mine should be just about due to refresh. In fact, it has refreshed. So let's go ahead and claim that now. We hit claim on that, and we're going to be unlocking a bronze or better player, a curry token, and a food item token as well. So we get ourselves a silver player, very nice, and roasted turkey there. Now, on average, you can probably get 4 of these bonus packs a day if you remember. If you're really committed, you could actually get 5, but let's just base it on 4 because that's about an average for most people. So based on 12 days, getting 4 of those bonus packs, you're going to be getting 48 of those curry tokens out of the bonus packs. So we're already looking at 950 tokens required for curry, minus the 126 from the first wins, minus the 48 from the bonus packs. We're actually down to 776 tokens left for that curry. And that is going to be earned by doing repeats on the Blitz events. So it doesn't matter which Blitz event, just the one that you find easiest once they're all unlocked. Just do repeat after repeat. You earn yourself 2 to 4 Tourney tokens, so an average of 3. So given that we need 776 of those tokens, and it's about an average of 3 per event, we're going to divide 776 by 3, which gives us, if we round up, and I've just done that wrong. We'll round up, that gives us 259. So we're going to have to play the Blitz events 259 times. Given that they're 50 stamina each, we are looking at 12,950 stamina. If you're getting the curry tokens from the first win packs as well as the bonus pack in the store, if you're optimizing that, then the only stamina cost you will have to grind, and this actually includes the stamina cost of the first wins as well, is 12,950 stamina. There's lots of numbers flying around left, right, and center, so I need to make sure I'm keeping on track there. Now, I've also worked out, on average, how much stamina you get in a day. So currently, you've got if we go to daily beats, you've got the first, what's it called? It's not called first one, it's called the stamina boost. That gives you 50 stamina and it's free to play. So let's start with 50 stamina. Then you'll also wake up, and I'm going to base it on, let's say you're around my level, which is, what level am I? 60 at the moment. Let's say you're just under level 60. So you're looking at a max stamina cap of 360 stamina, which is actually 6 hours worth of stamina, as it refreshes at a rate of 1 stamina a minute. So you wake up in the morning, you've got 360 stamina sitting there. So you can use that up, and then in 6 hours time, you'll have another 360. And then in 6 hours time again, you'll have another 360. So you actually get, throughout 12 hours, 360 stamina times 3. Plus the 50 stamina that you can get by playing the stamina boost. And you're probably going to spend at least 2 more hours awake. Most people probably spend about 14 to 16 hours, but we'll go smaller numbers so that just to play it safe. So let's say you spend another 2 hours, let's say 3 hours awake, that's another 180 stamina. So you're actually looking at 1,310 stamina that you can earn for free just based on time passing and that stamina boost every day. So over the course of the 12 days of the promo, you are looking at an amount of 15,720 stamina, which is a significant amount of stamina. Now, if you only need 12,950 stamina for curry, let me just punch in the numbers here. So we've got 15,720 minus 12,950. Then over those 12 days, you will actually have a spare 2,770 stamina. Now, of course, these numbers will be boosted if you purchase stamina refills using NBA cash, if you purchase any of the store packs, and that's the next thing I want to touch on. So if we go into the store, you can actually purchase curry packs if you go into the pack section of the store using rep. It is 40k rep for a pack of 10 tokens. So if you were to spend 480,000 rep, which a lot of people that have been grinding Showdown actually have, then over the 12 days, by purchasing that pack every day, it refreshes daily, you will reduce the required amount of stamina by 2,000 stamina. So you'd actually be able to complete curry by using 2,000 stamina less, which actually brings it down to right on 11,000 stamina. So short story long, for the curry side of the promo, you can complete curry by optimizing all of the things that I've touched on, the first wins for each of those Blitz events, the bonus packs in store, and this rep pack that refreshes daily in store. By optimizing all of those and then spending the rest of your stamina grinding the Blitz events over and over, after you've spent 10,950 stamina, or rounding it up to 11,000 stamina, you will have earned yourself that curry. Obviously, give or take a little bit of wiggle room because of the randomized nature of exactly how many tokens you win every time you complete that Blitz event. But I think averaging it out to 3 is pretty good, maybe a little bit under. So these numbers, of course, can be reduced if you are able to claim that bonus pack 5 times a day. If you are able to stay awake a little bit longer in the day and maybe have another 50 or 100 stamina that refills while you're awake. So this curry is definitely grindable with stamina to spare. At least 2,000 stamina, 2,500 stamina to spare, but even more if you're a really hardcore grinder. So that, now that we've touched on curry and shown you that he's definitely grindable, let's move across to the food drive masters. Actually, no, there's one other thing that I want to touch on. As you're grinding curry and you're playing through the curry campaigns, the tournaments up top, for every tournament challenge you win, you earn yourself a Black Friday ticket token. So there's 16 of them all up, so you earn yourself 16 Black Friday ticket tokens. And then if we go back to the sets, I don't want to skip over this because it is important, you can see that for every time you level up curry, you earn yourself some more Black Friday tickets. So all up, by completing curry, you'll actually earn yourself 131 Black Friday tickets. So keep that in mind as well. The other thing to consider, which you may not have seen yet, is if we go back to campaigns and scroll across, there is going to be Black Friday content, which you can see. So you'll be actually spending stamina to grind Black Friday tickets out in this Black Friday campaign, which is obviously coming on Black Friday. So you will have a use for that extra stamina. So don't necessarily spend the extra stamina you've got on other things at this point in time, because this promo is only for a very short period. You want to optimize your stamina use. So just keep in mind that there's going to be events you can play that will require stamina on Black Friday and possibly over that 4-day weekend through to Cyber Monday as well. So that will possibly eat into the stamina you've got available to use for curry. Now, obviously, if we go back to the store real quick, you can shortcut this by purchasing any of these packs. The Harvest Tourney pack is the one for curry. For 400 stamina, you get yourself 400 NBA cash, I should say. You get yourself 10 of those tourney tokens and 2 gold or better players with a 4% chance of pulling an elite. So if you want to test your luck out and see if you can pull elites or at least harvest gold players, and you don't mind spending a bit of NBA cash, go ahead and do that. You can also spend NBA cash on stamina refills. That won't give you the option at pulling gold or possibly elite harvest players out of these packs, but it will be a little bit more effective in terms of earning the tokens, but obviously that's also more time consuming. So you may want to shortcut that and just drop the NBA cash on these packs specifically. The other thing that I think is worth mentioning, all of my maths is based on you passing every one of the Blitz events first time round. If you fail a Blitz event, that's 50 stamina wasted. So you do have to keep that in mind as well. I know that as I've been grinding out the other side of the campaign, working my way towards Tatum, I have failed a couple of these Blitz events. They're not the easiest things to do in the world every time, so you're going to have to allow yourself some wiggle room there as well. So that is the harvest side of it. Now that I've set that base, sort of, you can see where I'm going, all the areas you can pull from to earn tokens. Let's jump into the other side of it, which is the food drive side of the campaign. This side here, where you can work towards either Dikembe, Mutombo, or Jayson, Tatum. Now, rather than these being a master that you get that are super low overall and level them up to an 89, I should say, these have a very different path to earn them, and there's definitely some positives to that. As you'll find out by the time I get to the end of this, the stamina cost will be a tiny bit more, but you are going to earn yourself a few more Black Friday tokens, and you'll also earn yourself some 83 and 86 overall heroes, which is really nice as well. So let's jump into the sets. This is going to be slightly more complicated to break down, but we're going to start right here. It's important to keep in mind that to get an elite Harvest Feast token, you need 12 of the food item tokens. Now, the 3 food items are, of course, roasted turkey, mashed potatoes, and pumpkin pie. In terms of tracking them individually, that doesn't matter because the Blitz events all have the same cost. They all reward 1 token outside of the first win, and you can choose which one you play. So you can just go ahead and play the one you need. So it doesn't actually matter which particular food item it is. It's just important to note that to get an elite Harvest Feast token, you need 12 of the food items. Now, to get, let's say, and I will use Tatum because I'm working towards Tatum. To get Tatum, you need 14 of the food drive tokens, food drive master tokens, I should say, 20 of the Harvest Feast, 10 roasted turkey, 10 mashed potato, and 10 pumpkin pie. So what that means, and you can sort of quite easily see how you get each of the food items and how you get the Harvest Feast items we just touched on, but how do you get those food drive master tokens? Well, you get those by completing these heroes down below. You can see it in the graphic. The 83 overall heroes award 2, and the 86 overall heroes award 5 of the food drive master tokens. So what that means is to get the 14 of them required for one of these masters, you're going to need to complete 2 of the 83s and 2 of the 86s. So let's have a look at what they require. So for an 83, we'll use Andrei Kirilenko here. You need 2 of the Harvest Feast items. So that's 12 food items, 2 of the Harvest Feast elite tokens, which is 12 of the food items times 2, so 24 plus 10 of the gold tokens. So we're looking at 34 times 2. So, let me just bring my calculator up here. 34 times 2, 68. We'll leave that up there. So we need 68 for the 283s, and then for the 86s, and I've already completed Porter here, we need 5 of the Harvest Feast items and 30 Harvest Feast tokens and 30 of the food items. So 5 by 12 is 60, plus 3 is 90. So then we need 68 plus 90 plus 90. So let me do that real quick to make sure I'm doing it right. So we need, okay, once again, I'd stuffed up on those heroes. It can be a little bit confusing tracking all of those. The amount of tokens you need to build the 4 required heroes is 248. So 248 plus the 30 gold tokens and plus your 20 by 12 to get the Harvest Feast elite items, you're looking at a total of 518 tokens. So for each of Tatum and or Mutombo, you need 518 food items, essentially. Now, once again, we go back to what we worked through with Curry. How do we get those? So we can get them firstly from the first wins. Every time you get a first win, you get a bonus 2 of that food item, and you also get a Black Friday ticket, which is great. These refresh every 6 hours. So they actually refresh 4 times a day. People have different time zones, and it's possible you might be asleep during one of those refreshes. So I'm actually just going to use 3 first wins of each of the 3 events per day, just to give everyone a fair chance. So we've got 3 first wins by the 3 events, which is 9 by the 12 days of the promo. So you have 108 first win chances, which 2 tokens per first win. 108 by 2 is 216. So we're looking at 216 tokens from the first wins alone. Then we go back to the bonus pack in the store, which I showed you earlier with the curry token. You get a food item from that as well. You can see that there in the description. So based on being able to get that, as we worked out with the curry event, maybe roughly 48 times, you're looking at an additional 48 food tokens there. Now, given that we know that we need 518 of the food items for one of the food drive masters, minus 216 first win tokens, minus 48 of the bonus pack tokens, that leaves us with 254 tokens required. Now, as you grind through the events, you get one per repeat. So 254 tokens is simply 254 repeats of the event. 254 by the 50 stamina cost is 12,700. So it's actually right on par with the curry. So 12,700. Now, once again, we can shortcut this by going into the store and spending, I'm already in the store, going back to the packs here and spending 30k cash to get 5 of the food items here. So if you were to spend the 30k every day for the 12 days across the program, you're looking at 360,000 coins spent, and that will reduce your stamina requirements by 3,000. So that actually brings the cost of building one of these guys to just under 10,000 stamina, which is real. So if you don't mind spending the coins, that's really, really significant. That means you're going to be having at least around 5,000 stamina spare to use throughout the rest of the program or the rest of the promo on other things, especially that Black Friday content coming on Black Friday. So the other thing to track is the amount of Black Friday tickets that you earn. So that if we base it on the first wins that we touched on, so you get 108 first wins. I'm going to redo that maths again to make sure I'm right. So we've got 12 days of the program times the 3 Blitz events, times being able to hit those up 3 times a day at least. It's 108 first wins. So you get a Black Friday ticket in every one of those first wins. So we've got 108. And then you also get, if we go back to the sets, you're going to get 50 by completing one of the masters. And then by completing the heroes, you're going to get 20 for the 283s and 40 for the 286s. So you actually get yourself 218 Black Friday tickets by completing one of the food drive masters. And the other thing that I kind of didn't mention because it goes without saying, but it is worth touching on, not only do you get yourself an 89 overall master, you also get yourself 283s and 286s. You can choose out of the 4 available of each. Or you could just get 386s, but that is a slightly harder grind. Not too much. You need about 21 extra tokens, I think, to get 386s instead of 283s and 286s. But you can sell those. You can do whatever you want with them. That Terry Porter that I built, I sold him for just under 600k, which is really nice because I'm possibly going to be looking to get Curry for my point guard, so I didn't necessarily need him. So you can definitely complete one of these masters from like 10 to 13,000 stamina essentially, which over the course of the promo, you're going to be earning just freely at least 15,000 stamina. It will be very tough to get 2, but not necessarily impossible. There's things that I haven't accounted for, such as what some of the Black Friday sets might be. Brian has actually confirmed that there will be sets to get additional tokens to help you build these masters. I don't know what the cost of those sets are. We will have to wait and see, but hopefully you'll be able to use Black Friday tickets in them. So you can actually put some of the Black Friday tickets you're earning as you grind back into helping you achieve these masters, and that might significantly shortcut the stamina cost. So it is very possible, especially if you're willing to spend some of the NBA cash that you've got or drop some money on NBA cash or store packs to get 2 of these masters, and obviously if you're willing to spend a little bit more to get all 3 of them, and therefore that ultimate harvest master Tim Duncan. So there's not going to be as many that get him, but this isn't like Halloween where everyone's going to get everything. Most promos are not meant to be free to play. If everything was free to play, EA wouldn't make any money and this game would crash and burn because it wouldn't actually generate revenue. So we always have to keep that in mind, especially if you're coming from the mindset of a free-to-play player. It's the people that spend money that keep this game alive and kicking. So we definitely have to keep them in mind. So that is my overview. I know I confuse myself. It's super hard to track everything there. I'm going to have to work through now and put all the numbers up into this video to make it as simple as possible, but there is going to be the full breakdown of this in the description of this video below for you to read through, so you don't actually necessarily have to rewatch the video every time you want to check something. You can just come back and look at the description. It'll have all of my workings out. If I've made mistakes, point them out in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure I've checked it enough times and caught myself a couple of times as I was going through this video. I think I've got everything pretty much spot on. It's a lot more grindable than you might first think. That is for sure. Everyone can come into this with 0 coins and actually earn themselves an 89 overall master, which is fantastic. And it's very easy to spend a little bit more, not even that much, and come away with 2 masters, a bunch of 86 players, a bunch of 83 players, and that's a ton of content, which is fantastic. Brian was the lead designer of this specific program, and I think he's done a phenomenal job. I want to give massive shout out to him for a great program, and the art direction in it is fantastic as well. These cards are great. The graphic design looks awesome. So that is my overview of how you can grind the Harvest promo. I hope it's been useful. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of this sort of content, these breakdowns, these early previews in the future. And thank you for watching.